Hope you all survive daylight savings time. We're trying to. We'll talk about it next.
From the dead is a miracle, doc. They counted me out. Moment of truth, counting it down. Underdog story was down for the count. Back on my feet, back with a mic, back on a beat, back with a family that bang in the streets. The game on lock, I stand with a key. Standing my ground, I am planning to flee. Standing my ground, I am planting my feet. Taking a stand, embracing my destiny, shaking his hand, flipping the script.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Sunday night CrossFit Talk. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit those buttons. They're free. Really helps us out in the algorithm. We appreciate you all and can't wait to hang out with you for the next hour. Talk maybe hour and a half. Talk about the Open. Talk about Wodapalooza. Talk about the Fittest documentary that got released this week. And who knows what else we're going to talk about. We might even fight a little. We might even scrap. But at the end of the day, we love each other.
Jamie's back.
I said this on my Friday show. I swear Jamie called Carolyn and said, hey, I'm going on vacation. Don't let Scott get off scot-free this week. And Carolyn and I went toe-to-toe on something that I put as an agenda item tonight on this podcast, and we're going to see who wins in the end.
All right.
Because it actually morphed into more news throughout the weekend. And it's kind of wild. So with all that, what's going on, guys? We haven't seen Jamie in 2 weeks.
I know.
Has it been 2 weeks?
Well, you haven't seen me since, 2 Sundays ago.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah.
So how was Florida?
It was good. It was really good weather until the last day. And honestly, not even until like 7 or whatever, like on our way to the airport, it started the storms were so bad. So I was delayed getting out of Florida. I didn't get home till I got home at 2:45 in the morning. So made for a long Friday for the Open at the gym, and I knew going away, I was like, it's going to be the worst possible workout for a gym. I just knew it was going to be. And of course it's got rings. It's got the 20-foot section to be taped off. Just not really what I wanted to come back to, but.
Before we get to Fergie's question of the week, when I moved to Florida, I thought I had experienced thunderstorms. Thunderstorms in Florida are a whole different animal. It is like kicked up 20 notches. The lightning, the way it shoots across the sky is insanity.
Yeah, it hit like very close to our car driving to the airport. Like it scared my mom and I. I was like, that was right there. But yeah, and like the road was like getting flooded. I mean, it was bad.
Ken says, well, while you were on vacation, Scott says he missed you. And since he loves to argue and have open discussions with you.
I know.
It's not exactly a direct quote. I'll just say that.
I was able to watch some of your noon shows, which I never can because that's when I'm coaching at the gym. So it was nice to be able to catch some of those.
I've been able to catch more of your noon shows. My second semester, you do it basically at the same time that I'm on lesson prep time. So sometimes I'm listening to you as I'm lifting or if I'm doing some schoolwork.
I saw you diving in there.
Yeah.
Making some comments.
One day.
Yeah. Noon show's been fun this week. Went off the rails a couple times, but that's what I love about that show. Because we never know. This one we have like a rundown. The noon shows, there's no rundown. There's nothing. So Fergie asked, Jamie, would you rather drive across the country in a car full of family members with overactive bladders or do 26.2 on a greased pull-up bar?
Oh.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, I really hate being on slippery pull-up bars. And I don't mind stopping occasionally to like stretch a little. I like, because of my hip and stuff and my back, it's sitting in the car for a long time really bothers me. But I also don't like stopping like all the time. If I had, I don't know, that's a tough one because I feel like it's really about the rings. Like you could sit there and do quick singles on the pull-up bar and then get a like decent time on if your rings go well. So that's a super tough question. I'd probably say, that one's gonna be over quicker. So I'm probably the 26.2. I don't really want to drive across the country. Period.
I was so bad when I was first married to my wife. We lived in Florida. We would come home to Pennsylvania. I told her she got one P-stop a state. So choose wisely.
Gee. Throw her a bottle.
CrossFit says it's the way it's filmed, but Carolyn looks like a small person wearing a giant rugby shirt, a la Talking Heads. Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. Sorry. That's for us old people who knew what that song was. Jenny says Texas gets at least 2 stops. Thank goodness Texas was not between Florida and Pennsylvania. We had Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, Pennsylvania. None of those are too bad.
Yeah.
And Meredith says I'm harsh trip rules. I am much more lenient now as my bladder has gotten smaller. So, yeah. But I was young. I was young and stupid back then.
Yeah.
You know how we are.
Yeah.
So anyway, what do you have anything going on this weekend, Carolyn?
This weekend, no. Helped out a lot. Like at the gym for the Open, saw a lot of people's first pull-ups and chest to bars. It was so fun. Like this one girl has been working the whole year on getting her first pull-up. She got 12, and like everyone was jumping and people were crying. And I was like, oh, this is amazing. Just like cool moments in the Open.
Yeah.
So
we had a couple like that too. A girl that had just gotten hers, maybe she had gotten her first pull-up probably 3-4 weeks ago, and she got all 20.
Nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
Before we get into full Open talk, I've been watching Drive to Survive, and I'm completely addicted. My wife was watching Bridgerton on her own. I'm watching Drive to Survive on mine, and I think they both have the same amount of drama. And Drive to Survive is about the F1 series seasons, and it is crazy. And last, like maybe a week or two ago, I won in a Lego forum. I won a McLaren F1 car Lego. Sweet. And I'm putting that together, and it is so addictive because it has working motor parts. Like it is actually like really cool. And cool. But the one thing I've got to get through the series. I'm on the next to last season. I'm going to get a speeding ticket if I don't stop watching the show. Like I cannot stop gunning the gas coming out of the back curves, trying to overtake people on the 4 lanes. Like it is actually ingrained in my mind now that I must get past this car, or I don't know. It is so wild. Julie's like, I think I'm going to die today when we went to lunch.
Oh no. I'm not a good passenger. That would not go well with me.
But we got there quick.
Okay. If I was hungry, I maybe would let it slide.
CrossFit says next year's going to be even better. Lewis Hamilton and a Kardashian.
Which Kardashian?
I don't know. And this is the thing. Like the first race was this weekend from the 26th season, but I don't want to watch it till I finish the series to get me caught up because there's so much drama and so many people switching companies and so much this person hates this person. And I don't want to get any of that spoiled by watching the actual real race until I'm done with the last. So I'm in the 2024 season, and then I got to get 25 done, and then I can start watching this year.
Oh my gosh.
And they're like 40-minute episodes on Netflix. Each season's like 8 or 10 episodes.
Okay.
But it is, honest to God, it is a male soap opera. It's
I
like
can see
Love
it.
is Blind for Carolyn.
Oh my gosh.
It's just
I
my
do love-
version of it.
I do love Love is Blind.
That show, Aaron and I watch it, but I swear over the last like three, 4 seasons, it has gone so downhill. I haven't seen any of this season, but
Yeah. Andrew Sten said the race was wild. What kills me is like their teammates. So every racing company has 2 cars.
okay.
You will have 2 teammates fight each other and wreck each other trying to get ahead of them. And then they lose all the points for the team.
Oh my gosh.
Because like the one team are 2 kids that grew up and have been competing since they were 6 years old.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, it's a mistake putting them on the same team. And there they are, wrecking each other into the wall.
Ugh.
It's
Yeah,
it-
that's frustrating.
Vicky agrees with Jamie. I completely agree. It's not the same as it was at first. But Carolyn, if you like that, you'll probably like Married at First Sight too.
Have you seen Married at First Sight?
I feel like I've heard about it.
Yeah.
Maybe Lex has watched it before. I typically watch a little bit, like when Lex watches a show, I'll start watching it maybe a little bit. But honestly, I don't watch like much Netflix or shows in general, like at all.
Yeah.
I'm like a live TV sports type person.
Andrew Sten says teammates, each driver's out for themselves in the end.
That's not good.
And Teresa Rocheford says, sounds like Jason and Dallin. It is very much like that. It is very much like they'll hang out and they'll play pickleball together and do all this stuff. And then when race day comes, they are cutthroat. There are a lot of parallels to this in the CrossFit world. A lot.
Kenneth says, which one is the one with the pods? That would be Love
is Blind.
Yep. Married at First Sight, they literally just, the experts like talk to people.
I think
and
I
they set them
have
up
seen
and
it before.
They meet at the altar and they get married. Like there is not even talking like Love is Blind. Like they at least talk and then decide they want to meet this person. Love is Blind is crazy. You have to have so much trust in the experts. But
CrossFit says, I'm a huge Lando fan. When he was bad and younger, he was hilarious about his own wrecks. Yeah. So in the 24 season, Lando had never won a Formula One race. And he finally wins one. And all of a sudden it was like someone gave him a superpower of confidence. And now he's contending for the championship or the win like every week. It's really cool. Like, cause does show that like sports side of all that. Teresa says, I find them cheesy. I'm guessing Love is Blind and
I'm
Love at
guessing
First Sight.
probably. Which tracks? Yeah.
Could be she doesn't like Drive to Survive either. So
The male drama's cheesy.
CrossFit said he just got a good car. Yeah, I think it was a confidence thing though, because we can talk about that on the lunch shows for sure. But yeah, it was a combination of the two for sure. So 26.2 was announced on Thursday. It was a 80-foot walking lunge overhead dumbbell. Then you went 20 pull-ups, another 80-foot
snatch.
Dumbbell snatch, then pull-ups. Sorry, I watched Joseph do that on Saturday and he skipped the order, did the wrong order. And then had to go back and start over. So anyway, so the lunge, snatches, pull-ups, lunge, snatches, chest to bar pull-ups, lunge, snatches, ring muscle ups. 4 times. So, thoughts on the workout?
Originally, when I watched the announcement, I thought that the scores weren't going to be like we're going to get beat like fairly easy because of how many sets they were doing. Like it was like 4 or 5 sets. And even Miriam had, I don't even know how many she had there. But then upon studying it, I was looked closer. I was like, man, they were going really fast to begin with and bought themselves time to break that many times. And those scores are still way up there.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
Lucy still has the top score, doesn't she? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
So that was a So I'd actually said I thought those would be top scores. Carolyn said I was wrong.
I know. Originally I was like, there's gonna be girls that can do that in way less set and just slow down the beginning. But if you slow down too much, you almost don't have time to.
Correct.
Like, yeah.
And you're going to be somewhat gassed regardless, right? You're
Yeah.
like, you're not slowing. Yeah. You'd either slow down so much that you were pretty fresh, but you're too far behind.
That's the thing is people, if they do slow down so much, they still are 40 seconds behind them getting there.
Yeah.
Even more, maybe.
I moved a whole lot slower than I expected, says CrossFit.
But it was crazy to watch how fast Miriam can do those first 2 rounds.
Ugh.
Yeah. And then she gets called back and then just like in 2 steps, like overtakes Lucy again. I'm like, oh my goodness, she's so fast.
Teresa says fast lunges I thought were the key.
Yeah, I mean, that's a time under tension thing. You do not want to be holding that thing up overhead.
Jenny said Lucy and another athlete are tied, but I think Elena has the tie break.
Caratalo or something.
Oh.
Yeah. Crazy after all that work, it's actually a tie.
That is crazy.
So the announcement went off. Didn't have the glitches we had in week 1. Went off really well. Right as of this morning when I was making the rundown, they were sitting at 775,000 streams. Last year, 25.2 to this date has 772,000. So it's already 3,000 ahead of that. I think that's still a good sign. Hopefully we'll see some more movement on that, but the big numbers are already over, right? The live announcement getting through the weekend. But nowhere near the reported million on the live stream the week before.
Yeah.
So just an interesting observation on the numbers, because I thought the matchup was just as good this week with the women as it was the week before with the men.
You had 3 different strategies, and it almost worked out for Amy, who was a little bit slower, but then just had large sets of ring muscle ups and kept pretty honest to her breaks. And then Lucy was more of just like steady the whole time. And then you have a freaking, I don't even know what to call Miriam doing her lunges and everything. She's just on fast forward. Like everything's on fast forward.
Does she have, like, back to the Drive to Survive thing, does she have a lower gear? It just seems like it, because she has this endurance ability to like keep moving at that speed like she did in 26.1. Does she just put the pedal down and go until she can't?
She is exciting to watch because she has.
She's willing to go for it.
That's the thing. She has like no fear of blowing up. Like, I think you can see it in the Masters athletes. Like, I mean, Rich has talked about this. Like, there's a point where you're like, you know how that feels, and you're kind of done with it. And I don't know if it's because she's still somewhat new or because she believes she has the endurance, but she will come out so hot. I mean, it wasn't to her benefit in this one, but sounds like
she redid the workout with the same hotness on her movements and got 7:15, like almost shaved off a full minute, and didn't try a different strategy, was as fast heading to the rings, just had better sets. Like she opened up with a 5 instead of a 3, did a bunch of singles, but then this time had her boxes there that she could just kind of do her single, come down to the box, single. So, but she just buys herself so much time because she's so fast in the first 2 rounds that she can do small sets. I still think she's got to work on her ring muscle ups to get at the elite level of that movement, but she's so fast elsewhere that it can make up for it at this point. Really impressive.
I think the other impressive thing is Amy Krinkle got much better at muscle ups really fast.
Yeah.
I don't remember her being bad.
Well, I don't think it was, I wouldn't have said it was her strength, but she caught up to Lucy, and I would say it was a strength for Lucy, and she caught up pretty quickly on the rings.
Yeah, Lucy's won a lot of bar muscle up workouts and then won the Wodapalooza workout with the rings, like ex-gymnast. Lucy's great at this stuff. Amy, I feel like she's gymnast and endurance is that's what like comes to my mind when I think about Amy is like running, capacity, engine, and I view her as gymnast too. So I feel like that's a good workout for her as well.
What I'm saying is I would, when I think of Amy Kringle, I don't think ring muscle ups. I think she's great on a bike. She's great on some other different things like that. When I think Lucy Campbell, vivid memories are her going toe to toe with Laura Horvat and winning on a ring muscle up workout. Like that puts you in the elite status. And for Amy to catch her on the rings and be ahead for a moment going into the last few reps was impressive to me.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, they made that race exciting. They made that live announcement extremely exciting.
Yeah, everyone had a major part in that announcement in the race. Like it was fun to watch.
In my mindset watching it, I didn't even look to the right. Because Miriam was out so fast and I knew Lucy was good on the rings and I was watching those two. And then all of a sudden you hear Chase go, Amy's catching up. And then I finally looked over and it was like, holy crap. So I think that's why it stunned me. And it was a great race. It was a great race to the end.
I thought the community there was great. They sounded super loud, excited. I thought it was great too that they brought in the games athlete, I think from last year from Portugal, to still be a part of the announcement in some fashion. So that was a nice touch there too. Yeah, and
I loved how they for the announcement itself, brought the crowd right in on Dave and let them be a part of the announcement. Like that took me back to old school open announcements, not like a perimetered floor or anything like that, but like, hey, let's bring this mob of people, let Dave do the announcement and be all over him. And then back out and let the people go. I thought that was awesome.
Did you guys watch Lucy's behind the scenes?
I have not yet.
I saw her Instagram post or whatever with the dance little reel that they did right before they started. That was cute.
And she was like crying. I think it was like the day before, just kind of like getting emotional about like how cool it is for her to get this opportunity to do a live announcement. And I just thought it was really sweet. And it's been cool to see her behind the scenes of the past 2 weeks. Like she just started her YouTube channel. It's just nice to see her open up.
Eric Mackey says, I'm willing to be vulnerable. And I think that's what the new athlete needs to understand. If you want to grow in popularity and you want to grow in getting appearances with CrossFit, that's what you have to be. That's what Dallin and Jason and Justin have done. And now James. And then you add Lucy to this mix. She has skyrocketed in popularity. One, because she's really damn good. Right. Two, because she's really vulnerable and lets people into everything. And when she was on with Chase on the Sport of Fitness podcast, she talked about this being one of those things as a CrossFit athlete you want to check off your bucket list. You want to do an open announcement. And you could tell in that moment she wanted it so bad, and the fact that she got one was really, really cool. Mm-hmm. So, do you think that it was a good test?
I think it's a great test. When you asking that question, I think it's an excellent test. It's a test I preferably would like to see in quarterfinals for gyms. I think it was a nightmare for gyms. I think if you want to see ring muscle ups, pair it with like an overhead squat or whatever, even maybe the rig, but not with lunging. Like you need a very specific gym to be able to get 20 foot of space and keep a dumbbell 5 foot from the space and have rings. Not everyone has their rings on the rig.
So some people lunge under the rig, which then if their rig is in the center, they could be,
like if you wanted ring muscle ups, I don't know, put it with a barbell and whatever. Like you are asking for so much floor space and limiting people to probably like 3-4 heats. It's not necessarily a short workout. I did not love it for the open week 2.
So can I ask you a question, a personal question? Your gym is not set up to do rig and muscle ups. Like you have to go across the gym.
Yeah.
To get to the muscle up.
Right.
Are you biased because of your setup than what you're forced to work with? Or do you think that?
No, I think.
And I'm not trying to be rude. Every other gym I belong to, the rings and are on the rig. There are sets of rings on the rig.
Okay.
We have one pair on the rig.
We have a pair on the rig too, but like that also
everything else is not.
That takes like a spot. It's off of the A-beam, so like it goes like I think even for a lot of gyms, it doesn't make it a good setup. Like you putting someone on those rings when somebody's maybe still lunging through there, that's insane. I think it just limits most gyms to probably like 4 to 6 people in a heat, and that's tough to do.
I think you make a really, really good point, because I think about that when people put like certain things with quarterfinals and having a certain setup just as an advantage versus actual fitness. So pairing something like rings with something that you can place, like, you know, like you said, a barbell, a rope, a box, something that you can keep in a certain area by the rings and not be needing a wall, a rope, like a climbing rope, not a skipping rope.
Yeah.
But all of those play a role in the transitions and in people moving their camera. Now, all of a sudden, if you're using the clock, that clock can be out of frame. Videos can get invalidated because now you don't have a clock because you have to move to see the rings. So definitely valid points for the actual test. If we take all of those points out, I thought it was a great test for people to get their first either pull up, chest to bar, ring muscle ups. I thought that, you know, even the foundations had a good progression. The scaled version was great. And then if people wanted to try the rings at the end. Now, obviously, some people have no business doing rings, but that's on the coaches or judges to even maybe tell them that like their workout's done, get to the tie break. Don't even like, that's just like a responsibility thing. If people are doing rings and they can barely do a chest to bar, like.
Right.
So I want to ask one more question and then I'll let it be. We have complained that CrossFit needed to add more gated type workouts to truly test for elite athletes, but let the beginners and the community members take part. That's what this was. It was a gated workout that started with pull-ups, went to chest to bar, and then got to the ring muscle ups so the elites could show their skills and move on. And I do want to give them kudos because there's been a ton of feedback from the upper level masters community that have wanted these types of things in their workouts and they left them in.
Yeah, they did.
So if you were 70 plus and you had a ring muscle up, you got to show it off.
Yep.
So I think while I understand it is tough for affiliates, it's what we've been asking for the community to have these types of workouts so everybody can show what their skills during the open.
I would just like some consistency with the distances. We've gone 25. Last year was 30. Now we're 20. Like, it's annoying for the gyms to put these lines on the floor. Think that like we always have to retape the floor for like distances. Yeah, I thought maybe last year they were starting to move away from the 25 and go to 30 to make it more affiliate based. And then for quarterfinals, maybe 25 stuff can be more
15,
appropriate. But like for the open, right? I liked last year the 30, like the 15 and back.
15. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Like I thought that was better for the open. And then as you progress in the season and it's just maybe a few athletes in your gym, then you can go and do the 25 feet distances, especially if you want to do like shuttle runs or handstand walk, even though they did do 30 feet for handstand walk, like in the Masters age group. Sorry, not Masters semifinal last year, but yeah.
John George Sharpie can't be more pleased with the lack of scaling in upper ages for Masters. Kudos to CrossFit for listening.
Yeah, I understand the people that have it wanting to showcase that. It's a tough one because I feel like on one hand, to me, I just would say leave it bar muscle up, since that's what we're working with the rig. Like if you're taking up all this floor space already, just make it bar muscle ups. But we would have been bummed we didn't have ring muscle ups. I mean, I guess I would have rather seen ring, like I said, ring with something else outside of this, and then like pull ups and chest to bars and bar muscle ups in some other type of format workout, personally.
But I do like I thought it was cool to pull up to chest to bar to ring muscle ups. And Boz somewhere said that he had a big play in that in the Open. And I also saw that Boz is programming most of the quarterfinals and semifinals, and then we'll probably Dave was probably going to do the games. So a lot of this workout is, I think, Boz, from what I saw.
Wayne says, I'm not going to win. I'm not trying to win. I really just wanted to point out the scaling piece of this too. Yeah. And both of those things are things that we have asked CrossFit for: gated workouts and less scaling in the Masters division. And I saw a ton of my Masters friends get their first muscle up, some of them in their 60s, getting their first ever muscle up, which was super cool. And CrossFit says he coached 2 first muscle uppers this weekend alone. And Who
were they? Who'd you coach?
Yeah.
And they allowed you to do 10 feet if you did have space limitations. I don't know who is going to really do that. That's anywhere near competitive though, because that extra turning is not easy. But they allowed it. So I mean, yeah, they're trying to listen to affiliates.
David Reed said the weight for 55-59 men was odd. I do think, and I think I'm going to have some agreement here, shoulder mobility in older athletes is a very limiting factor. So the fact that they did scale the dumbbell weight down especially for the overhead lunges was appropriate.
Those are challenging.
Absolutely.
Like, it's a challenging movement for people.
Yeah. Jim,
for a Masters event, you see shoulder limitations a lot.
Yeah. Overhead squat. Yes. This overhead lunge. Jim there would have been no way if it was 50-pound dumbbell that he would have gotten through it. He struggled with the 35 to do the overhead lunges. Maybe your 55-year-olds can do it okay, but your 65 plus,
it's just not worth it. Like you still want it. Not as the first movement. You don't want to be blocking a bunch of people just for that.
And if the 35 is too late for you at 55, David, just go faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's all that. There is one thing, I did bring this up on Friday. I want to bring it up one more time. And that is, I don't know if you guys saw this. My biggest pet peeve in the world.
Yeah. I know.
I want to start a petition that media should not be on the floor for this sport ever. I don't care if you're broadcast. I don't care if you're podcast. I don't care if you're print. I don't care what. You should not be on the floor. There are no media members in an MMA ring. There are no media members on a football field. There are no media members on a tennis court.
Mm-hmm.
It's dumb. It's stupid. And the fact that this could have been disastrous with a 35-pound dumbbell over her head, and this cameraman could have gotten seriously hurt.
Mm-hmm.
This camera woman. For what? What shot was she getting?
No idea. I mean, is she getting Miram over? Like, I don't even know.
Lenses are good enough these days that you can go right up. You can see the whiskers on a face from 100 yards away. This is just ludicrous. And I'm tired of them blocking the sight lines when you're there in person.
Agreed.
I hate it.
Lucy stayed real chill though.
She did. I mean, she was gonna plow through.
If that's another athlete, that's not the same response you get because Lucy's pretty calm and
the fact that happened is it makes my blood boil. I hate it. I hate the fact that, and every time I'm at an event now and there are cameramen from the broadcast standing dead center in a lane to get that one shot that is a dumb shot anyway. We want 3s and 2s and 4s, not 1s. It blocks everybody that paid whatever they did for tickets from seeing the event.
Yeah, sometimes it's annoying when you're going for like a max lift and you have the camera like right in front of you and you're like trying to focus. Like it's okay when you see like the stands or whatever but like the camera sometimes gets so close to like you're lifting. It's like, oh, back away.
Yep.
Andrew Sten says, imagine if that was Danielle Brandon.
That's one that
we weren't naming names, Andrew, but not a bad point.
Yeah, Pat Mellor.
I've pushed photographers, cameramen out of the way numerous times. There we go. Anyway, Shanna told us on Friday she actually got bumped by a judge from another lane at the games and got no compensation for that happening, which is another conversation for another time. But anyway, and while we're on media, all these media people that are getting mystery boxes from CrossFit, what did you do that we didn't?
We're sad.
I want a CrossFit thing.
I just want a box of socks like JUI.
I would take socks.
Wayne says the worst part, she was taking a picture of Lucy and then stepped right in front of her, not like she didn't know where Lucy was.
I don't think she was taking a picture of Lucy. Because she immediately, she was trying to get turned in front of Lucy. I think she thought Lucy was maybe stopping.
On the sideline, I'm watching it now. She's taking pictures of Lucy and then shoots in front of her to take the picture. She is taking pictures of Lucy.
That makes no sense. It looked like to me like she was turning to get the lane next to her or somebody further down or something. I don't know.
Anyway. So there's that. And while we're on media, one last thing I have is all you Masters people, you're spoiled. And I'm telling you right now,
we're spoiled.
Holly Dugan is killing it out there.
Oh, she
tons of data and data points. And I know a lot of you are very, very appreciative of it. And I love you for that. But the few of you that are demanding more, I want to choke you. She is doing this on her own volition and putting this out there. She is killing it. And if you people saying that the numbers aren't right on a Saturday have done CrossFit for more than 2 years, you know that only a few people have submitted their score by then. To say that she has to document all of that other stuff in that graph, ridiculous. You know better. You know better that the numbers on Saturday are not final. They're not even close to final. Leave my girl alone.
Yeah, she's doing way more work than I can't believe she keeps updating those. We appreciate you, Holly, but you don't need it. I would understand if you did less. Yeah, definitely don't do more. People back off of her.
Week 1, I would have been like, see ya.
Yeah.
I'm out. And she's still there plugging away because she's a great person. She is a much better person than I am. But damn it, leave her alone. She's doing the best she can. And it's awesome stuff. The fact that she's giving you guys cut lines through the weekend of where the 25 percentile is something that nobody has ever done for the Masters community.
Sure.
For them to bitch about how it's done. Oh,
you do it better, people. You can do it better. Do it.
I love Holly. I love that she's part of this team. I love what she creates. And be appreciative. And many of you are. Many of you are thanking her in the comments. Many of you are saying wonderful things. But there are a handful of you that we're about to go to the alley.
And give her a follow.
Yes, Data Wad. There she is. She is amazing. Stop it. There. Got that off my chest. I'm supposed to keep my heart rate down. I don't think it's happening.
Are you doing this workout?
Gonna try. I have an EKG in the morning, and after that, I'm gonna try.
Are you going to an affiliate?
No, I'm gonna film it all here. And tomorrow's supposed to be sunny because I can't fit 20 feet in my garage.
Ooh.
So I got to go out.
You can go 10 feet, Scott.
I can go out to my driveway too.
Yeah.
It was really nice today.
It got sunnier today, not super warm. It was supposed to be 70, but now it says 65. What's it supposed to be there, Scott?
70 tomorrow.
It is supposed to be 70.
And bright sun.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, there's that. The last thing on media we have here is all you copycat hillers out there. We don't need everybody in the space copying what Andrew does. And if you're going to do it, make sure you read the rules. Please.
Yeah. Yeah, there's been some that I'm like, what are we trying to do here? I don't know.
At least take the judges course before you do that. That's all. Fergie, it's only cheating one way. It's actually a penalty the other. So yeah, there's that.
You're not wearing hockey pads?
I'm not wearing hockey pads. I don't know what
Hiller,
that is.
keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm not. This was not a dig on Hiller.
I know.
This was a dig on all the copycats trying to be Hiller, but they're not informed enough to do a good job of it.
Mm-hmm. I will say, like, I know everyone's just like wants somewhat less of it, so it's more inclusive, but like, I saw a post today of a woman, and I think it might have been a gym owner, like posting somebody's ring muscle up, and it was the best post I've read, and how everyone needs to post when they're posting stuff. It was the girl doing the ring muscle up. She did a glide kip, so her feet came up. She was like, just posted it, and she said, this was done after the workout. No ring muscle ups were submitted. Like, that's all people are really asking. Just be clear in your post that, like, be honest. Don't just put stuff out there that this was your score. This is, when you clearly are doing something different or wrong. If people just put that caveat in their post, there'd be like so much less hate.
Or put scaled if you're scaled, or put
Right.
foundations if you're foundations.
Right.
Carolyn and I talked about that last week. Just
That's what all people really want.
check
Just be
those
honest.
other boxes, and all of a sudden you're okay.
Yep. Totally. Agree.
So this week, the Fittest on Earth 2025 was released. Did either of you get a chance to watch it?
No, it's only
Yeah, I
on
watched
Apple, isn't it?
It's on Apple TV. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that. I have no.
You don't need an
Zero.
Apple product to watch Apple TV.
Don't I have to have like an Apple ID or something to like log into it?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
It's just an app.
Vicky said it's on
Vicky
Prime
said
now.
it's on Prime now.
Okay,
Yeah, so
then I'll go watch.
there's ways to order it. It was good. I liked it. But I mean, I like all CrossFit stuff most of the time. Yeah. I was in it for 1 second. I saw myself in the background, so I could tell people I was at the games during that.
Yeah.
It was proof that I was there.
Yeah,
It was
I wanted to get your impressions. I like I've said, I'm a very hard grader of these things because I just want something new, right? They have the ability to give us something that like other people can't. And I felt like there were a lot of moments in this that were really good, like little pockets of things that I liked a lot. but I thought there were some misses too, because there was a lot of focus on Tia as this being her last one. I think she deserved a full documentary of her own. Like, and that would have been awesome. And then the rest of it could have been focused on the games themselves. I think Olivia coming back from where she did to third place was a major story. And she was interviewed throughout. So they had her there. They were talking to her. It would have been a simple ad to have her in there.
Her and Danielle's interviews were, I think, done afterwards, like at their own location, I'm pretty sure Olivia's interviews at Jacob Hepner's barn. Danielle's interview is wherever she lives now. Nashville?
No, she's in Florida.
Tampa.
Florida. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to see more of the athletes prior to the games and see if like some stories prior and then kind of blend it in with the game stuff versus like event by event. But I mean, I enjoyed it. I like it.
I thought the heyday of the documentary was when the doc came out and the behind the scenes came out right after, because the doc gave you the top of the heap and how it all went. And then the behind the scenes was all the other athletes and kind of behind the scenes of what was going on during that time. And I thought together they made one great product. And now that all the different behind the scenes are done separately and apart from the CrossFit documentary, I don't think it has the synergy it used to.
Because we're getting too much content very similar to that prior, and then it's almost just like a repetition of what we just saw, which I would agree.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So it almost feels like we're not getting much new stuff. Some parts were new for me anyways. But yeah, I get that.
Like, I thought the pegboard piece was fun to watch. I did not know how much was going on behind the scenes for that. And I thought that was a really great part. I thought James and Dallin and Jason sitting in the stands get it for the athlete brief, and their conversation was really fun. I thought some of the stuff back in the athlete area was really good. I'm trying to think of what else. There was a lot of good stuff in it. Like probably 5 or 6 points where I was like, ooh, that's good. But there was a lot of like dips of just regular race stuff in the middle. That's all.
I'm going to go off topic. Speaking of behind the scenes, I've been really liking Meme for Time, Roderick. I don't know if you've been watching some of his behind the scenes, but he's asking like great questions to people, different types of questions. Like he's been doing a really good job with his behind the scenes. I just followed his YouTube channel. He says that he's done a bunch of stuff before, but I'm just getting a hold of it now. But
his name is Roderick. So we get it right.
Yeah, Roderick.
Yeah, Roger.
Did I say it wrong?
I thought you said Roger, but
Roderick. Roderick. I just kind of put it all together. Yeah, I've been liking his stuff. I think his questions are different than a lot of the questions that we just typically see from the behind the scenes.
Yeah, he was, little known fact, he was a part of our games coverage in 2023, the year that Lex and Mitch McClune and Raph were a part of it. He was one of the analysts that came on to during that. So I've known him a long time. He's one of the nicest guys in the space, for sure.
Yeah, he just did it behind the scenes of the Proven group doing Fight Gone Bad. He did it behind the scenes of the 26.1 and interviewed all the athletes there and Boz and Dave. And yeah, it was really good.
Fergie says in Canadian, Roderick sounds like Ruga.
Roderick.
Right. Our first pencil, pen, and Sharpie.
Bring it on.
Pencil, pen, or Sharpie. Wodapalooza's move to March has hidden them on the CrossFit calendar, even though they're a part of the Open.
Pen.
Yeah, I'd say Penn. It's
Kind of
lost
crept,
a
like,
little bit.
It creeped up, and I was like, oh my God,
Yeah.
they just sent the list today. And I was like, oh, completely forgot about it.
I'm going Sharpie because I didn't even have it on the rundown. And Carolyn had to remind me that it was happening this week for me to remember to put it on the rundown to talk about. And for an event to be as epic as it has been over the last 10 plus years, to completely be forgotten on the calendar, it boggles the mind a little bit.
I mean, it's hosting 26.3, so we have been talking about it, but I think when it was placed like in January and there was nothing happening in the season, we were like talking about it many weeks prior, leading up, analyzing the workouts, all of this, making predictions, and now it's just kind of hidden within the Open.
Penn did pop up quick. It really did. Nothing beats Miami in January. I will tell you this. Everybody thinks that Miami is hot in January. The last 2 times I went to Wodapalooza, freezing cold and raining.
And I think it was even worse. It would have been even worse this year. They've had a cold winter.
Yeah, it has not been a fun hangout. It has not been a fun.
They'll have good weather. It was freaking beautiful when I was there. It was 84.
And they're even another couple hours south of where you were. So yeah. So we want to look at who is there. I have it here in a second. So here are the elite individuals. I'll try to blow it up a little bit. Let me get rid of the pencil, pen, and Sharpie. There we go. All right, let's look at the women first. They have cut down the field of the women and the men to 20 elite athletes this year instead of 30. Mathilde Garnes, Emma Tall, Martina Borini, Danny Spiegel, Ellie Turner, Emily Rolfe, Lucy Campbell, Astrid Tin, Mariana Mesa, Hannah Black, Abigail Domet, Eileen Wers, Andra Moistus, Lydia Fish, Ariel Lowen, Pernille Christensen, Elisa Fuliano, Jess Green, Janie Chevry. So who do you think has the best opportunity to come out of this on top?
Lucy.
It's hard not to go against Lucy right now. She's looking great. Even though she's like, 26.1. Yeah, it's okay for a score at this point in the season. And I was like, dude, you just crushed it. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard not to go against Lucy on this.
Yeah, I have Lucy. So I went with a dark horse pick because I knew like Lucy would be the favorite for sure. Mm-hmm. And my dark horse is Elisa Fuliano.
So that's who I have second.
That's who I have second.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Just last year, taking the year off, she did great in the event she participated in.
Yep.
Would have qualified for the games multiple times last year. And so, yeah, I think with the year off, because she didn't do WFP or the game season.
Right.
She just did a couple of events that she wanted to. So I think she's my dark horse pick to possibly win if Lucy doesn't.
Yeah, good pick. I agree.
I'm curious how healthy Emma Tall is at this point.
Me too. I don't even have her in my top 5.
Because if she's healthy, like she's right up there, podium too. Mm-hmm. But I just don't know. She's had a couple of injuries last year. Had an amazing one stop at one of the tours where she was battling with Laura. But other than that, like injuries.
Yep.
I think the rest are very program dependent.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ariel will probably be your third podium, but yeah, Domet. It'll be interesting.
Oh, go ahead.
It'll be interesting to see how Ellie does live. We haven't really seen her.
I mean, she's been gone 2 years.
I know.
So it's such an unknown.
Uh-huh.
My thing with Ariel has never done well at Wodapalooza.
Yeah,
which is crazy because I find Wodapalooza is very like CrossFit-y type workouts.
Yeah.
And when I think about Ariel, she's probably one of the most well-rounded, like, and best CrossFit-y type athletes. So I feel like she should do very well.
Mm-hmm.
So I expect her to be fighting for that top spot.
I think that what Wodapalooza presents is a lot of unknown and a lot of unknowable just because it's outdoor. You don't know what the heat's going to be like. You don't know what the weather's going to be like. And you have to be able to adjust. And maybe, just maybe, working out in your garage every day where it's the same, it's your bar, your stuff, isn't ideal for an event outdoors at this point in the season.
Yeah.
And I love Ariel. You guys know, like, she's one of my favorites.
Yep.
I do think Patrick makes a great point too. And we didn't see her last season, and she's been team the year before that, was Mathilde Garness. Phenomenal athlete. We could see big things from her this year too.
Is she not going team this year?
I don't know. I haven't really looked into it, but I know she did the qualifier for WFP.
Yes. Yep.
And she did this. So we'll see it.
Yeah.
One that I want to see in person is, and I feel like has been on the just getting close, is Aline.
Yeah.
She's good and she's crushed the Open the last few years. And I think last year in the semifinals was really close as well. So I'm just one more year, just seeing where she's at. I think she's a Brew athlete with Coach L is what I think she is. I think she could be a little dark horse too.
Fergie says Dylan is awesome too. Great guy to hang out with in the stands. Dylan is awesome.
He is awesome.
I mean, this woman's field is very strong. What's going on?
Lost his audio.
There's a lot of games athletes here and very high semifinal athletes. Like, this is a great field on the women's side. I find the women's side is stronger, deeper than the men's side here. Would you agree?
I don't know if I would agree with that. I mean, I think there's 10, 12 excellent athletes on both sides. And then there's your like 5, maybe 6 that you're like, honestly, if there would have been 30,
not many.
If there had been 30, I think there would have been way too many like unknowns. I'm glad there's only 20.
Yeah, it's a strong field.
Still trying to get his audio up.
You still trying to get it?
I'm up.
Whoa.
It's like you're in timeout every week.
That's
so yeah, I heard you guys briefly say the men and the women.
Your audio seems off a little bit. No?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take it because
I'll take it better than nothing, but
well, Carolyn was saying she thinks the women's field is stronger than the men's, and I don't know that I agree with that.
I agree with Carolyn.
I think there's 12 great names on both sides. It does sound like laptop mic.
I switched it. It should be better.
Oh,
now.
You're perfect now. Yep, you're great.
Yeah, I switched it.
I think there's 112. I think
on the men's side, who do you have as like a? I have Austin Hatfield, Ty Jenkins, maybe Pat Vellner. We don't know where he is in his recovery from everything. James Sprague.
Yonakoski. You said Ty Jenkins.
I did.
I mean, I'm excited to see Ilya here. I just think more and more competition experience is just only going to help that guy.
I'm not saying it's not going to be fun to watch, but I think of the elite. There's
Max Krieg.
Come on.
No, she said semifinals level athletes.
Well, I didn't hear that
he's
part.
On the women's side, and I think there's close to that. I don't know, maybe 8, 9 on the men's.
It's hard to bet against James on that men's side.
Yeah, hard for James.
I think I have Ty right now as second. I wasn't impressed as much with Austin on week 1 of his Open. But it is hard to, it's hard to judge someone that just learns a workout too, and does it versus people that get to study it and do it. So I'm trying not to put too much on that, but I also wasn't as impressed too. So I was like, and then Pat didn't have that great of a week 1, like wasn't even close. And then with his medical stuff. So I'm just not sure that he's in prime Pat Wodapalooza type shape, but
so
you never know with him.
Totally agree.
Counting it up, there are 10 women that have been to the games.
Okay.
6 men.
Okay.
Are we talking about individual or team?
Individual.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I forgot. Nick Matthews been there 7. But I don't know. Okay. But anyway, so your picks on the men's side, did you guys make those while
I have Sprague winning
in the cone of silence?
I think we all have Sprague winning, right? Like this is, I will say it's probably an easier, I don't know.
I can't even come up with a dark horse against Sprague in this field.
I have Leahy.
I have 11 females that have been to the games individually out of that field. Garns, Tall, Spiegel, Turner, Rolf, Campbell, Meza.
Oh, I didn't know Meza made it.
She was at the games this past
but
year.
like that's somebody I would say there's been way more.
Lydia, Lowen, Fuliano.
I got you now. 11. I left off.
I mean, that's more than half more than half the field has at least individual games experience.
Yeah, and I think there are people that could compete with Lucy on the women's side. There's nobody that's competing with James
I agree.
On the men's side.
Yep. I have Leahy as second and Koski as third, personally.
I put Ty and then Bill.
I'd probably flip that. I think I would go James, Bill, Ty.
Yeah.
And really, I'm just rolling dice into a basket. But I'll watch. Hopefully there's fun events. Hopefully we get to see somebody come out of nowhere. That's what's cool about these events. And what Jamie and I always talk about. There are stories below the top 5, top 10. Who is on their way to come up? Who's here to show what they got? And we get that opportunity this weekend.
Yeah, I think I'm excited to see that in this men's field, just because there's some people that.
Well, and there's a lot of guys in there I really like, and I want them to succeed. Just going in, I don't see it yet.
Yeah.
There is no swimming, right?
No swimming, huh? They couldn't get a beach access there in this.
There's like a beach run that they run into the water. I think we did that like many, many years ago, but it's not an actual swim.
I haven't looked at the workouts. Like literally until you said that today, I forgot it was happening.
Yeah.
Which goes back to our pencil.
There's like a row, wall ball, legless rope climb event. There's like this gross one that's like a Cal Echo bike or a Soul bike. I don't know which one they have. Into a max clean and jerk, like for load. And then I think there's like 3 rounds of it, 3 or 4 rounds. But you have to do the buy-in of the bike first. So that's a tough one. Yeah, I mean, most of it's right.
All right. So next thing up, lo and behold, this week I was looking at the WFP qualifiers just to see who made it, and I see our partner Carolyne Prevost on the list. I didn't even know she was doing them.
Me neither.
She wasn't going to. I feel like when they added the week and changed it to London,
I had already done them.
Oh, they were all done?
Yeah, I had already done them when I was in Mexico. And then they switched it.
Who ask me what scores Carolyn gets. This is how she keeps things under the radar.
Lex told me to do them. I did them. So
does this mean anything for WFP Tour Stop 1?
I have not made up my mind yet if I'll go. I don't know how that would work with my school right now because I compete the week prior at Legends. So I'm already missing 4 consecutive days for Legends, which is something I don't like to do ever. The only time I've ever missed 4 is if I would go overseas, which is like once every few years. And then maybe I come back to school Tuesday, Wednesday, leave after school on Wednesday, and then miss Thursday, Friday, and the following Monday. Tough. And then yeah. So I just feel for my like math students.
So CrossFit kind of asks, did you think it was London, Ontario?
I wish. That would be amazing. I would love that.
I just want to say, like, I have said for the last couple of weeks, I think you are one of the perfect candidates to do WFP.
Yeah.
Well, I want to do Indiana in the summer. And then the thought process that Lex said shows there's no point in doing Indiana. You're wasting your money because you're not going to have enough tour points anyways. So if you're going to do it, you have to go do the first one.
You have to do the first one. I totally agree.
So then I went and did the workouts for the first one just to see where I would fall. And then I think I'm like right in the middle or towards the end anyways of the qualifiers. And so now I have to decide.
Did you put 100% effort into the qualifiers?
I mean, I do 100% in any qualifier. Whether if I were to redo, I'm sure that I would have a better score because I'll attack it differently. But I don't do a workout for a qualifier like just going through the motion. Like I'm going to give it my best of that day.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm just letting the audience in on a little Carolyne Prevost here.
But like I won't say that it's like the Open for me, where
Right.
I try to go a little harder sometimes. I love the Open.
So anyway, congratulations on making WFP Tour Stop 1. I think you are completely capable of getting a pro card, and getting one of those is so valuable going into next season to help fund your entire season. Because I know as an athlete where you're at, it's expensive. And to get any kind of money to support that is a great thing. And I think you're a great candidate for this.
Yeah, I mean, if I look at the WFP, I think it's 4 athletes at the very, very top. Easy for them to make, money. And then for athletes like me that are bubble athletes that are on our own dime every time, basically, and can maybe fight for a spot. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. So that leads us to the next pencil penner, Sharpie. And this is the fight that Carolyn and I had this week. That
can you remember what were we fighting about?
Oh, I remember.
Oh, pencil penner Sharpie. Sarah Sigmund's daughter should have received a wild card invite to the World Fitness Project Tour Stop 1.
Pencil.
And I say Sharpie.
Pencil.
I mean, if she wants to be competing, then she can do the qualifier just like Carolyn did. Like what? That makes no sense.
If it wasn't Iceland, give it like that's different. Like bring all the daughters.
Before the season started, WFP announced how they were going to fill their roster for each tour stop. And in that roster, it said, we hold 5 wild card invites for whoever we would like to invite.
And I'm a huge Sarah fan.
I like her too.
She was my favorite when I started CrossFit, like the number 1. But I think that she should go through the qualifier.
I think
here's my argument for why it's good to invite her. And I see all the washed. There is interest to see if she's washed. Nobody brings more eyes to the table to see if she is truly washed than Sarah Sigmund's daughter. If I'm WFP, I want as many eyes on my event as possible. And when I get the eyes, I need to put on a show. If I get them there to see if Sarah's washed and they stay for the show, then I've won viewers and I've moved forward with my project. That's why I think they need to invite her. There are 50 spots in this thing. The games only gets 30. Wodapalooza is only doing 20. Like, this is a very deep amount of people that are being invited to this. And to spend one of those spots on a legend to get some eyeballs on the sport, I think should be allowed and should be done by a group like WFP. Now, if this is a game season, absolutely not. This is for the people on this season, not anybody else. But for something that is not part of the big prize season, it should be allowed to do this and do it if they want to. Fergie, you're arguing something different. I'm not saying that she is going to go in there and do well or do good. I'm saying she's going to bring eyeballs to see where she's at. John George, they have nothing to lose by inviting her. Smart move. So that's my argument. I understand where, like, if this were the games, I would be totally on board with you guys. Or a semifinal. Like, I hate that the semifinals are inviting people before the season starts. This season should be based on this.
Or middle of the season, as we saw today.
Yeah, at least, well.
That's causing a lot online, though. Have you seen the back and forths?
I have. So I have that. I can pull it up. So
Yeah.
Along with this, and this was our argument during the week. This took a whole morning of us arguing, and then we just agreed to disagree. But then today, it was announced that the French Throwdown has invited Roman Krennikov to come participate at their semifinal event. And the Barbell Spin made a post showing that it wasn't in the rule book. So whoops, I'm on the wrong thing. Hold on. I can't get my thing to shrink. There we go. I need a producer. All right. So I think this was the original post by Barbell Spin. There are only 2 paths to qualify for the French Throwdown: top 20 worldwide on FTD online qualifier, or top 20 in Europe in the quarterfinals.
Mm-hmm.
And this is from the rule book. And then you see that. So how did Roman get an invite? He didn't do the online qualifier, and he isn't from Europe.
Right.
There was a response to this from the French Throwdown saying you didn't read the full rule book. And then they posted the full rule saying that it is their discretion of who they can invite to this event. Following that, I have to go to a different Instagram post.
Stories.
Yeah.
We have this that was posted that is a conversation, I believe, with the French Throwdown and Moritz Fiebig, because they say hi, Moritz.
Yeah.
Now, it was posted by Toby Buckland, so it's confusing, but I don't know. And it says, thank you for reaching out. We're really happy to hear from you. We're sorry, but we won't be offering any invitations this year in order to be fair with the ticketing process for the games. We're confident and hopeful that you'll secure your spot through the quarterfinals. Wishing you the best of luck. Then on the next story, Harry Lightfoot posts that, hello, Heinrich, the top 20 men after the quarterfinals will be invited, and the top 20 from our qualifier as well, but we won't send any wild cards if that was your question. So in several communications with athletes, they said they were not, and you can see this all on the Barbell Spin, that they were not doing wild cards this year. They say that in the whatever. They said to athletes that they were not doing wild cards, and then they extend a wild card to Roman, who does not qualify for either.
Who is a Mayhem athlete who Mayhem program. So it also looks bad on that part to me.
Yeah.
Because Mayhem is programming their event and you invite a Mayhem athlete as a special invite. Like if you were to invite anyone else is different, but like a European athlete or something else, someone else.
But they wouldn't invite a European athlete because their European athletes will be getting in through. They're only
it still doesn't look good when you invite one of your own to your event, even though it doesn't. It's to me, I'm allowed to say that, but I don't like that there's programmers that program events that people follow their tracks. Like that's just my opinion, and I don't think that CrossFit's changing that anytime soon for semifinals.
This is what I've been saying, Eric. I think it needs to be merit-based. There should not be automatic invites to semifinals. The season should start with the Open, and then from that point forward, you qualify for the next steps. That is the only way to get from point A to the games.
Yes.
For all semifinals.
Yes.
CrossFit says merit doesn't make money. Well, we don't know because we've never had a consistent season to know if a consistent season would make money. No invitations to qualify.
Yeah, I just don't think that, like, I think it's a new season. You allow the current athletes who are performing a chance to get their spots to semifinals and then to the games. What you did 10 years ago, what you did last year, to me, doesn't matter.
Right.
Like, people will accept because, I mean, if you're given the opportunity, like, why wouldn't you accept? Of course, but I just don't like the rules.
Yeah, I agree with a lot. It's not about the money. It's the official CrossFit game season. Exactly. Andrew Sten, I understand the argument, though, that early invites allow for planning by both the athletes and the events. Maybe the Open needs to be earlier in the year to avoid this. We made that argument weeks ago, that the Open needs to be closer to January 1st to allow for some more time for everything else. This is pretty true fact. Mayhem operates like SEC football.
They're going to love that. They're going to love that.
This one here. Did we dislike it when Rogue was a qualifier? Rogue was never a qualifier for the games. It was at one point in 2020. I would have gone the spot, but then they dropped the name CrossFit and it was not a qualifier.
It was in 2019, but that was a different animal altogether. That was the sanctional year where everybody was a qualifier. There was like 30 some qualifiers.
2019 was the year, the champions of each country.
And you had all the sanctionals around the world that everybody, and then, yeah, it was the mess. Talk about Wild West.
I didn't think that was a qualifier. The year after it was a qualifier.
I was at it. It was a qualifier. It was here in Columbus, at the Rogue factory. They built a park outside.
Yes.
And the teams did the tug of war.
Correct.
That was.
And they had to build, the wheelbarrow
tug of war now?
Or build the cart. Remember, I had to build the cart and then pull it.
Yeah.
Anderson, I was a judge. It was a sanctional.
So they had 1 year.
Yeah, but that was a different animal.
Yeah, and that was sanctionals everywhere. Basically, there was like 20 of them, right?
There were so many of them, and only the champion from each one got a bid to the games, unless they had qualified previously. And then it bebopped and bip-bopped down through the thing, and you took 9th place at Wodapalooza, you get to go to the games. It was so horrible to try to figure out.
But in this current format, I just think we need more consistency in the way that athletes are going to the semifinals. Like, it's crazy to me that people already have all of their semifinals signed up and the season hadn't even started for the Open. All the qualifiers were before the Open. And if you weren't on the ball or if you weren't in the best shape because you were still doing your off season, like you missed out on basically your best semifinal chance.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like that.
Right.
Yeah, I don't like that. I think that the Open needs to be
Open needs to be number one.
And then that's where the start of the season is. And then you get your invites based on Open, quarterfinals, whatever.
Yep.
We're almost out of time. So Xenom added more workouts. I forgot to pull it up before this, but it's a crazy one. It's like a cardio fest. Let me see if I can get it quick.
Is it looking more accessible, CrossFit? Or is it,
No.
besides that one event for the ring muscle up, is it pretty accessible?
Maybe. I don't.
Like, people could do a power snatch.
I honestly don't care if it's accessible. I think this is for that next level down of people that just want to have an experience like the CrossFit Games and go do a 2-day competition with 10 events and get a score and try to improve on it time after time. I think it's just like the marathon runners trying to go to Boston and New York and all of that kind of stuff. But regardless, we have a bunch of events. We already talked about the snatch. We didn't talk about this one. The wall walk, rope climb, wall walk, rope climb, wall walk, rope climb.
What's it? It's an AMRAP? What?
It is an AMRAP. So down here.
Does it say how long the AMRAP is?
Doesn't have the time.
No.
Yet. No. So that's the elite. It's 2 wall walks to 1 rope climb, 4 wall walks to 2, 6 wall walks to 3.
Oh, so it's just going to keep going for whatever, 10, 12 minutes and just keep going in that format. I like it. Yep. Cool.
And then event 3, it was the Max Cal bike we talked about. And then 5 is the 3K run to the 2K Echo ski. And then this one got announced just recently. 3 rounds, 15 toes to bar. No, that's the one that's been out.
That's the triplet workout.
Event 8 just got announced. This is the one. 30 burpees over the line, Rogue Echo ski for 30 to 24 calories, Rogue Echo bike 30, 24, 30 burpees over the line, Rogue Echo bike 30, Rogue Echo ski 30, AMRAP of burpees in the remaining time, 12-minute AMRAP.
Fun.
That one's accessible.
So that's what we know so far. Still excited?
Yeah, I think it's cool.
Carolyn?
Yeah, something new. I like the idea of having like 10 standardized CrossFit-ish tests that people can test themselves all over the world in person, not at their home affiliate, but like in person on a weekend, 5 or 10 events and perform versus like at different points in the year doing one of them. I think that's a good thing. I just don't know how popular it'll be if it gets too difficult, I guess, in some of it. Because you still want to attract some people from like the F45s to be like, you think you're fit? Like, try these 10 and then go grab, like, tell them to come to CrossFit to get better at it.
So they do have the 3 levels. And I guess the elite level is very, very small. Like, it's only going to be a handful of people in the elite. And then the RX is below that. And then the compete is where most of the people will be. And that is the lowest of the 3 levels.
Is the compete level still a snatch?
It's probably, I don't think it changes what it is. So the 1 rep max snatch, it's the same thing. But like the snatch toe to bar muscle up for the compete is toes to ring, 15 single arm dumbbell hang snatch into 10 toes to bar, 10 chest to bar, max bar muscle ups.
Cool.
So they do have those versions. Again, I listened to Peter's interview with the founder, and it was really, really good. I think Savant's having him on this week. So hopefully we'll learn more. But I think it's pretty cool. I think it's what he said on Peter's was he wants to have something that CrossFitters can brag about again. Like, I did this and I got this score. Right?
Yeah.
So Vicky asked, will either of the ladies be trying it out?
I put my name to try to get they said 250 people get a free sign up or something. I mean, I signed up for that. I don't know that I would pay the 500 right now. I have too many comps coming up. So
Yeah.
Won't do the first one. I'd like to see what it looks like and then maybe later.
Eric Mackey says not enough prize purse to pull in more notable names. I don't think they're trying to pull in notable names.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to pull in the community. They're trying to be the CrossFit version of a High Rocks or a Tough Mudder or one of those things where a group of people all show up and hang out for the weekend and do fun stuff together.
Yeah, I'd have to see the other locations. I for sure wouldn't be going to Dallas. So
yeah, I'm sure there's going to be like a California and a New York.
probably not going
Maybe
to
Chicago.
that I would consider that.
Everybody's dogging on the name. I don't really care about the name.
I like the name.
If it becomes cool, the name will be fine.
It's like Phenom, but
It's
10.
Phenom 10 events. It's great.
I think it'll get catchy.
Judy Reed says, wasn't Xenom some girl superhero? Xena was a girl
Warrior
superhero.
princess. Yeah.
She was a warrior,
Yeah.
but it was not Xenom. Xena. Lucy Lawless, right?
Yes. You got it.
Oh, I remember for my
I like that show.
CrossFit says it's copy and paste regional fantasy camp. But I do think it's different. And it all depends on the vibes it gives when you're there. All of the talk and all of the paper is fine. You have to see it executed.
But I think the only way it stays relevant, it has to be the same events every year.
Yeah.
Keep those, whatever 10 that they come up with, those are the 10 that every year that's the test.
And I love the scoring. The scoring is not dependent on anybody else. It is, they have a par score, and either you go better than par or worse than par. And that's how you get your score. You didn't know that, Jamie?
No.
So it's not where you place, it's how you perform. So there's like a chart that will say, if you score in these areas, you get this many points. And they have set a standard score for every event.
Oh, geez. What's the standard for the snatch?
None of that is enough.
Let's say it's 300 and 315 and 205 or 215. And you're either under it or you're hitting it.
Oh, geez.
But the same thing is you could do the burpee, I don't know, the burpee bike and whatever, and be better than the standard, right? It's all about trying to get your score around par or better than par, depending on what you're trying to achieve.
Interesting.
Xenom side effects include rapid heartbeat, fatigue, and muscle soreness. Please consult your doctor before using. Provided the baseline is based on good data. I'm telling you that whoever this founder is, he's a smart dude. Listen to him talk. We'll see. And what I do love is they are partnering with CrossFit. This is not something competing with CrossFit. They're doing it in conjunction with, and they talk about CrossFit the entire time. Sneakily, it's like choosing where you go to take your SATs, standardized fitness test. Just choose your city. That is a really, really good point. So there's that. Something else happened this week. I don't know if you guys heard, but the CEO decided to step down from CrossFit. Don Fall, his last day was Friday. He is no longer the CEO. I have given my opinion on this on the lunch show. Just wanted to give you guys an opportunity to say anything here if you would like.
Hope that everything's okay with him or family. Because to me, if it's this short notice, to me, it screams like there's got to be some sort of family emergency or personal emergency of some sort where it had to be urgent. So I hope everything's okay. All the interactions I've had with him were awesome. Super nice guy. So wish him, the best moving forward. And curious what CrossFit will do in the next little while to try to fill that role. What the direction's going to be.
It's very interesting timing. It does not seem like just a letting go position. It doesn't seem the right time to do it, unless they're just trying to get it less attention right here in the middle of the Open. But business wise, I think it seems weird. It does seem like it's a personal family issue, which sucks if that's the case. But I also think they need to get someone else in there. So I'll be curious where they go.
Teresa says she loves Carolyn. She doesn't care about you and I, Jamie, but she loves Carolyn. I said it this week. If you want to see my full rant, you can go there, but it doesn't matter at this point. As long as it's a private equity company and there's a board of directors, the CEO doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The board makes the decisions. The CEO is the face, and he carries out the instructions from the board. As long as we are under Berkshire and their board of directors, it's going to be business as usual with a new face telling us what the news is. The only way it makes a difference is if the CEO they hire can be more convincing to the board to change things up. All he can do is present to them ideas and hope that they vote yes. And if he's a better presenter and more
persuasive,
able to more persuasive, that's the only way this changes.
Yeah.
Or the board says the next CEO we're hiring is so good, we're giving them an autonomy and we're stepping back. But that will never happen.
That will not happen.
That's not happening.
That's what needs to happen. You're not wrong, but no chance.
So at this, I'm over the CEO, whatever, because it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Right. And so Patrick says that they will bring in a CEO that adds value to CrossFit so they can immediately sell. The problem is they're going to bring in somebody that they think can bring value the way they want value brought. Right. And that hasn't worked for 6 years. They have screwed the pooch for 6 years adding value to CrossFit. So unless they themselves, the board, have a change of heart, we're still going down the same path with the same board of directors, regardless of who they put as the front-facing piece to this. And until that sale happens and there's a new either board of directors at the helm or a single buyer that takes over, we are in the same cycle we have been in for 6 years.
Yeah.
So that's that. The last pencil, pen, or Sharpie was Don stepping down is a good thing for CrossFit. You just heard my opinion. I don't think it matters. I don't think I don't even need to get any kind of writing utensil out because it doesn't matter. And Fergie saying enough of these tech CEOs bring in someone that knows how to run a health and fitness company. But even if they do that and the board of directors tells them what to do, what good does it do to bring in someone like that? That's what I was ranting about last week is you can bring in your Daniel Chaffee, your Matt Souza's, your whoever you want to. None of it matters if the board of directors doesn't let them do what they think is right. So, CrossFit says we skipped my second good SEC gym. I'm sorry. There's so many comments, CrossFit. I didn't even see it.
I missed it. I'm sorry.
We're getting too popular on Sunday nights that I can't read all the comments. Thank you all for a great show tonight. Thank you in the comments. The last couple weeks, man, you have made it. We have been killing it the last couple Sunday nights, and we appreciate every single one of you. Right.
Oh, here it is. I'll pull it up, CrossFit. Lane Kiffin thanks LSU for his time and has announced his intent to become CEO of CrossFit.
Yeah, I think Lane's been at LSU way longer than any other school. So before he makes a change, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. We love each and every one of you. We love hanging out with you every Sunday night. Can't wait to do it again for 26.3.
Remember to take your 30 as the 25% off deal is until March 16th. And use code Jazzy at the checkout for 25% off. Did I say what you were going to say, Scott?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Did I fill in?
My throat dried out from talking so much tonight.
Sorry.
With that, thank you guys. Love you all. See you later. And if you want to, tomorrow, I should be on the lunch show. I have an echocardiogram in the morning and an ear, nose, and throat doctor, but I should be home in time to do the show. With that, we'll see everybody tomorrow on Lunch with Clydesdale. We'll see you next week on Sunday night CrossFit Talk. Bye, guys.